Hey guys, Almost Addicted here, and today I have a very special video for you. It's in fast motion, but it's slow enough for you guys to be able to build it. And yeah, it's the ultimate survival base. This has got everything you need to survive. So what I did to start off this base is I did 5, 2, 1, 2 circle going all the way around, as you can see here. I do make some errors, but then I correct it. But as you can see, that is going to be our middle base. That's going to be where we're going to have the garden. There's going to be an underground garden and stuff like that. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So once you've got that, we're going to get these pillars. As you can see, I put some yellow and black blocks so you can kind of see the gaps in between. I think it's about a 9 gap in between them, and then it's 5 high. So as you can see, I'm just doing this all the way around. So on each 2, at the end of each 2, we're bringing the logs up to 5, and then we're bringing it all the way along with a 9 gap, and then all the way up. And as you can see, it's just poking out by the end by 1. So once you've done this all the way around, you can obviously put it in slow motion and stuff like that. I've then on each corner's gone 1, 3, 1 circle, and these are going to be like tiny little wheat gardens at the side underneath. So kind of like we've got these circles going underneath, it's got some nice patterns. Then I just filled it in with the grass, and I filled the main circle in with grass as well. So yeah, you can always pause the video and get it done. Now what I did here is 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. So a big circle going all the way around. As you can see, you could probably just count them by looking at the video and stuff. So yeah, 3, 2, 1, 1 going all the way around. And then on these outside, I just put 1 and then 5, as you can see. I'll just slowly go around it, so you can kind of get a look what it would look like. But yeah, just something like this I thought it would be good for kind of a ground floor. I'm going to put some water in there and some little bits of this now. So right, down the middle we're going to have 3 rows of the oak fence. So just filling it all the way down here, and then what I do is put pressure plates on top of each one, and it just kind of gives it a Japanese garden sort of look. I like sort of circular patterns and stuff in Minecraft. Then I put bushes going all the way around the outside just to kind of make it feel a bit more lived in. And then at the side here I decided to put some stairs, so on each corner as we go up we're just going to put some oak stairs just across like that, and I do that all the way around. So that a lot of it is just kind of repetitive, so I can show you one bit and then you can repeat it for every single bit. So a tutorial like this, I could afford to do it faster because there's a lot of bits like that. So now we're going up 5, and we're just doing another square on top of the square we've done already. So just bringing them all up, and obviously leaving the logs at the bottom poking out by 1, as you can see there. So just a box that's 5 high, and just the same sort of box as the box below. So 2 boxes on top of each other. Super easy. So now I'm bringing out the ends by an extra 1, and then I'm going to get some oak fence, and I'm going to bring them down as like beam supports. So as you can see here, in a minute I'm just going to bring them down just wherever we've got these, just bringing them all the way down, all the way round. And yeah, it's just so it kind of looks like it's a little bit supported. It's not really necessary, but yeah. So now in between here, we're going to build the circle in between. There's going to be a square in between. We're just going to fill the whole square in between like this. And then we're going to do little squares on the diagonal areas. So it's going to be like a 5 by 5. So we're going to count 5 and then just box it off like that once we've filled in the middle. I'll go a little bit slower at the other side so you can kind of see what I mean. I'll put some placement blocks so you can kind of see. So we've got our block already, and then we're just going to put 1, 1, 1 with a gap in between each one. So it'll be 5 by 5 little square, and this is going to be like a little balcony that we're going to have on each of the 4 corners. So I think it'll look quite nice and quite symmetrical, because I like symmetrical builds. There's something about them that's quite nice. And make sure you slap a like on the video, it really does help me out, and a comment what you think to the build, because it really does help. And if you want a download, yeah, make sure you comment down below, because I might do a download. So now we're going to get the, this is the birch stairs, and we're just going to ring it all the way around like this, and we're going to do it round. As you can see, I'll go up from the top so you can see. We're just basically curling them round like this, just curling them all the way around, like it makes little M shapes. So what we're going to do here is now we're going to build these little roofs up. Now as you can see, I've done it a bit more fancy, but I will slow the video down for you guys so you can kind of see. That's an example of what it's going to look like. We're just using oak now, so instead of the birch we're going to use some oak. So yeah, in fact oak is all going all the way around, but on the inside of the building, because usually you get an outside block and then an inside block is going to be birch. So all oak for the time being, or you can have birch instead, doesn't matter. But as you can see, just a shape like that, you can kind of like change different directions however you want the roof. So you just kind of like block stair, block under, block under, block under, like that, building the roof up slowly but surely. At the top we can just poke little stair patterns out of the side. It just kind of gives it more of a fancy roof, but you can stick to an average normal roof, which won't make much of a difference. But as you can see, now we're going to work on these inside bits. Now we're going to have a 3 gap in between each one of these logs, so we're going to bring a log up from the inside of the middle of the build. We're just going to have 3 gap. So we're going to do that all the way around the building. So it's just diagonal next to, as you can see, our oak that we've already placed. And as you can see, just every single one where we've got those balconies, we're just going to have a 3 gap way. And that's going to be our doorway into the build. And we're going to have a doorway right in the center. As you can see, now I'm using the birch and going in on the inside. So you can put birch on the outside and then put oak on the inside. It doesn't really matter so much. Just so long as you got 2 like blocks that kind of look the same, and you don't have to use the same blocks. Now what I've done is put a block in the middle, and I've put some fences going all the way around on those bottom balconies. Now we're bringing it round, and then we're doing 4 roofs like this. So we're putting the birch and then the oak. So the oak for the kind of corner pieces like this, bringing it all the way up, and just a normal roof. Now we're going to do it 2 times, this roof. And then we're going to bring some logs in from the inside, just 4 logs from each of the corner. So as you can see here, we're going to bring them up 5 altogether past the roof that we've already placed. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, super easy. And then what we're going to do is just put a little cross beam across here. So this is going to be like maybe a floor, a second floor, and then fill it in 4 times. So it's just basically a square that you're filling in. You can bring it all the way up to the top, but it's entirely up to you. Now, as you can see, these are simple roofs. Imagine them as noob roofs. You just kind of filling them in as you normally would with the birch, and then some birch slab going across the top. I just think keeping it easy and simple. I'll show you how to detail the roof a little bit more if you don't like it just plain like that. I'll show you a little bit later on how you can actually detail it, and we're going to do the inside in the garden. As you can see, I'm putting a roof on the balcony now, so just bringing it up by 3 high and then attaching onto the roof. As you can see, just little squares on each corner, and it's just going to be repeated over and over. So we're going to bring this roof up as well, and you should find that it'll lock into the top, or lock into the square at the top. So I've kind of tried to make it as easy as I can, so people can kind of watch it and follow along. Now we've just put oak going all the way around it like a pyramid, and now we're going into the birch, and we do it 2 more times with the birch, and then I fill the top in with some glass, just so we've got a little bit of light coming through into our building. Now, as you can see, we're getting the dark oak now, and we're just making a square at each side. We're going to put some dirt, maybe some trapdoors as well, just for little plant pots. Then we're just going to fill it in with the birch, maybe birch slabs and some fences, and then just stick some glass in. That could be your super simple glass window. And then for the doors, I've just used the dark oak, and then a door right in the center and 2 doors at the side. Now you can kind of mess around how you like the middle bit to look. I've just put a little bit of stairs and a little bit of slab. That's it. You don't have to do it like that. Now for these side bits, obviously everything's going to be repeated. We're going to put these gaps in. We're going to get the dark oak. We can fill that all the way across as well. And as you can see, I've started filling the floor on the inside. So you can start filling the floor on the inside. You know the level of the floor because of all the beams going across. So yeah, you can have something like this. You can obviously change it. You can maybe put some logs in there. You can even add windows at the top. I'm just giving you different examples and inspiration of how to make your own survival base, so you can always expand and do it your own. So if you wanted a staircase to get up into the build down from each of these sides here, you could do that. So I'm bringing these stairs all the way down, putting stairs underneath, and just making sure they're popping out the end. And we're gonna have to remove a little bit of bush, and then I've got the bush riding up, so it's kind of like stopping you from falling off the end. So yeah, something like that I think works quite well. And yeah, it just kind of gives it a bit more of a kind of hidden sort of base feel when you've got that bush kind of flying over the top. And now this is basically repeating the process all the way around. So I'm just filling in all the gaps, and exactly what we've done on that corner, we're doing it all the way around. all the way around the building. So you can just focus on that one bit and just repeat it over and over. That's the beauty of this build. Because it's so repetitive, you only have to focus on one area and then you can go around the whole build, and yeah, it should come out like this all the way around, and then we can work on the inside. This is a little example for more roofs. You can put tiny little roofs on here. So you can decide if you want to put a little bit of oak there, a little bit of birch, or just keep it just plain birch. So now we're going to do this as well. As you can see, put them on both sides. You do that all the way around, it'll look awesome. Then we're just going to light it up. Obviously, we're going to have mobs and creepers coming around our base, so we're going to need to put some lights in there so it looks cool. But yeah, you can kind of place your torches wherever you like. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you where you need them, so wherever you've got a dark place, just fill it up with torches. I don't actually do the inside of the house, but I do the bottom of the house where you've got the garden and all the kind of Japanese underground bit. Which is awesome. So let's go underground now. Now obviously we need to light it up. Now I'm using some redstone lamps in this, but you don't have to use the redstone lamps because of course it might be quite hard to make them, or you don't want to make that many, but I just put them down the side of each of the corners. You'll see a little bit better, but I'll just go around here. And now I was undecided how I was going to light up all these redstone lamps. So I ended up deciding I was going to put a log underneath and then put redstone torches just underneath them, and it kind of looks quite cool. It's something different. I tried putting some blocks underneath, as you can see there, but then I finally decided put a log underneath and put redstone torches just underneath them, and I don't know, it just kind of makes it look quite cool, and it kind of like brightens up the place, and you don't really see it much in builds, so I thought why not. So I'm going to do it on each of the four corners. So as you can see, we've got the big long strips of the redstone lamps. You could obviously just put glowstone there or something like that as a little replacement. And then yeah, so as you can see, I've just done that all the way around. Super easy, awesome survival, excellent large survival mansion. This is a mansion survival. And then I filled water going all the way around the area, and I actually put some lily pads in as well. So if you want to kind of decorate it however you like, you want to put some sugar cane in there as well. But yeah, as you can see, start putting our lily pads in there, just plopping them wherever you feel. If you haven't got any lily pads, you don't have to use lily pads, that's absolutely fine. But hopefully you get a little bit of inspiration to kind of adapt your own build. Now in the middle we've got a plain space. What we're going to do with this plain space, simple. You could add some water sources and then make it into a sugarcane farm, add some trapdoors going around it in a square, and then in that square we've got a little bit of space where we could maybe put some carrots or something like that, so it just kind of looks awesome. Now we've got these circle bits. Now I decided I was going to put little wheat farms here. So obviously you're going to hoe the land, and then you're going to add your seeds, and then just obviously you're going to wait for your crops to grow, and you've got a nice little garden there. So I thought doing that on all four of the corners would work out really, really well, and it really, really did. So yeah, something like that I thought was absolutely awesome. And yeah, I'd love to see what you do on the inside. Get hold of me on Twitter, Almost Addicted. Hopefully you enjoyed this video enough to slap a big fat dirty like on this video, man. Maybe even a little cheeky comment, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've done a lot of smaller builds lately, so I thought I'd go get back in the game and do a bit of a bigger build, but hopefully you enjoyed enough, and I shall see you in the next video. And this is just an example, different kind of ideas that you can do, blah blah. Peace.